lovely darlings, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about importance of going once a while to the place that we never been before. There is this kind of famous quote that once a year you should go to a place that you've never been before, and it's really helping you to be a little bit more open-minded, to help you to just basically breathe, to have this kind of new vision, to charge your batteries. You can call it however you want, but it's very, very like a it's really great experience to basically feel a little bit more alive, especially if you're going to the place that it's surrounded by beautiful landscape, that it's a place that has lots of nature around. So I'm talking not necessarily about like a city breaks, but something that it's more like a outside of the city, countryside. It always gives us this kind of opportunity to look fresh, maybe on our problems. If we have some kind of issues, we can always have a new look at the things. And when we actually are surrounded by nature, it always gives us this kind of it's very like a grounding experience, and it helps us to realize that maybe our problems are not necessarily as big as we were thinking they are, because when we are small human beings, maybe next to the mountain, is everything else is actually looking very tiny. If you don't have a problems, maybe you are quite happy where you are, but I still feel like going somewhere to the nature and giving yourself this kind of freshness and opportunity for you to maybe walk in a beautiful forest or in some kind of lovely park or like national park. It's always something that I personally always find give me so much energy. I always charge my batteries when I'm around the nature, and when we actually move to countryside, I feel so much better. When I go to the city even to like just run my errands, I always feel like it's drained me. So I know how amazing it can be to actually go outside of this kind of pollution, of traffic, those kind of wasters of times as well, that you, wherever you're going, there's always queue, and that's just not for me anymore. But I don't know, obviously, where you live, everybody has a different story, but I feel like nature can connect everyone and can really give you this kind of chance of finding yourself again. And for that reason, I wanted to talk about this a little bit more, because I think maybe I'm going to convince at least one of you to spend a weekend away somewhere, and that's going to be already success for me, because I really believe that for your mental health, it's really, really important to once a while go. Doesn't need to be a hotel, obviously, whatever, find, everybody has a different type of comfort. So I'm going to show you some footage. We recently went for a nice trip with our kids, first time as a family of 4, to a nice hotel, and we really enjoy it. But as I'm saying, everybody has a different type of comfort, and might be Airbnb, for some might be a tent, and it doesn't really matter until you're happy with accommodation you're choosing, right? So for that reason, I really want to encourage you to find at least one weekend in a 6 months, maybe. You don't need to go very often, if you can, then obviously I think it's even better to go often. But even once in 6 months, don't treat it as a holiday. Treat it more as a getaway weekend, spending into the nature. Obviously, holiday, I would say holiday is more like a 1 week type of thing. You're going somewhere maybe for a beach or ski holiday. Those are wonderful as well. Don't take me wrong, I love that whole type of activities as well. Not too long, but just to give you this kind of new perspective, and just to bring you to life. Basically, it always helped me, so I feel like it's obvious for me to share with you that if you maybe struggle with something and you recently found yourself in a position that you don't know what to do next, that maybe you don't know what kind of goals you have, maybe you're just feeling like you just need some kind of extra power, then I feel like this is the best what you can do. Really go and spend some time, even alone. Some people might go with family, some people might go alone. again, whatever is comfortable for you. However, any time in the nature, it's not going to be waste time. It's always going to give you something. And as I'm saying, it's very, very grounding experience. It's really powerful, and it can really give you lots of like positive energy back. Going for a walk, you know, when there's lovely weather. Obviously I'm talking about finding this kind of weekend that weekend or during the week. If you're going weekend, then obviously you need to expect that it's going to be a little bit busier. But if you go during the week, like we tend to go Sunday evening and then sleep till, let's say, Tuesday morning. That's the period when there's not so full in the hotels and there's not so many tourists, because people tend to go for weekends. However, obviously you need to work well for your like schedule. You need to find the best time that works for you. Just my tip that if you go, obviously not in the weekend, but during the week, it's not going to be so busy, so you might enjoy more. Another thing, when you're going to the nature, obviously whatever, you know, camping, hiking, those are really great. Hiking is really great, especially Scotland, but overall hiking, walking, giving yourself this kind of activity that it's not too stressful for your muscles as well, because obviously running has more impact on your bones, on your like knees as well. But just to go for this kind of weekend that you're not going to push yourself too far, but focus more on your mental health. And I think walking and hiking is absolutely amazing for that. But you have this kind of time to look around and really take everything in around you. And I feel like it's really, really humbling experience as well. Highly recommend that to you. We went to hotel. There was also a spa, which we both really like, and it wasn't really about the spa itself that we would go for treatment, because we didn't do anything like that. Two small kids, it's very hard. You can't go as a family when you have a baby to the pool, because it's very hard, you know. So once a baby is going to be 1 year old, it's going to be easier, or even 6 months is going to be easier. However, when he's 3 months, I wouldn't take him to the pool just yet, especially when there is weather, you know, like it's still winter here. Even though there's no snow, it's still quite cold and windy. But so then you're changing, you know. We went there because there was a sauna. I didn't have a sauna experience for so long, so I can tell you it was great to just go somewhere when there's like 85-90 degrees and just sit for 15 minutes and literally give my it just improved so much my mental health. And even being for 1 hour without my kids, my partner, he stayed in our room with kids, and I could go to the pool, I could swim a little bit, I could be in jacuzzi on my own, I could go to sauna on my own and just sit 15 minutes in the sauna or 20 minutes. It was really great experience to just breathe and be in the quiet space. And on top of that, there was not many people over there. Like there was maybe one family, they were there 15 minutes, they left after. So I was literally on my own. When there's COVID, not many people actually go to the pool, so it was really great. And again, because it's the middle of the week, there's not so many people staying in the hotel anyway. So it was really lovely to be on my own in the sauna and just have this kind of really deep thinking what I want from life, because I don't have this kind of comfort to organize my thoughts and even goals and what I want in life in normal day, because I just don't have time for this, you know. Kids running around, you're trying to entertain them, you're trying to clean the house, there's always something to do. But when you have this kind of 1 hour for yourself, it's just so purifying, you know. It's so purifying, it's so lovely to just breathe and just focus on your goals. And if you don't have kids, then even if you don't have kids, you know, I'm sure you are busy with your schedule, and there's always something, your thoughts are interrupted, there's something to do, you know. And for that reason, going somewhere away, like away from your home, I think it just gives you this kind of peace, and it just gives you this kind of peace and this kind of finding another perspective and just thinking, what do I want from this life, what kind of life I want. You have this kind of questions to ask yourself, and you can answer yourself especially if you are alone in sound, you can talk to yourself, what I like to do, what I tend to do. However, if there are people, obviously you can answer those questions in your head, you know. It's just very, very great experience for your health, for your mental health, to just go away somewhere. As much as I love my kids and I love spending time with them, and I'm really grateful I have this opportunity to be with them 24/7, it's really, you can get to the stage when you're tired, you can get to the stage when you don't know what else can you do to like improve your well-being. And this kind of activities, this kind of time off basically from your normal life, because I think that's what it is about, that you're taking time off from your everyday life and you're going somewhere else. And as I'm saying, it can be even a camping, you know. It's like, when my kids will be, when my boys will be bigger, 100% sure we will be going for camping, because I want to introduce them to the nature. Even like, this is for me like even deeper sense, because you're sleeping so close to the nature. You can even sleep under the sky. There's so many options, so I think this is even better, you know. But with small kids like I have, not really possible just now. But as I'm saying, it's about taking time off from your normal life, and it's about finding a little bit peace. It's about discovering something new, maybe going to a new restaurant, maybe going to a new coffee shop. Obviously you need to have some money to spend on that, so I can't just say that it's free experience. You go somewhere, it's free, even if you sleep under the stars, because you need to eat something, so obviously you're going to spend some money. But what I feel like, those money are spent very, very well. If you're going to try some new maybe cuisine, maybe you're going to try traditional food of the area, you know. It's always something. I feel like this kind of money that you're going for getaways, they are never lost, you know. Those are like investment for your mental health, for your well-being again. So when you are already in the nature, I want you to be in that moment. I want you to be deep in that moment, into connect into your like into your thoughts, romanticize that even. So when you are there, when you're looking at trees, think about them, like how long they growing there, how beautiful they are, how many people pass them on this path, you know. Going this kind of deeper thinking is just gives you a chance to give yourself this kind of bigger picture. Even if you sometimes don't know how to like express yourself, you don't know how to actually look at the bigger picture, this is the great way to do it. So thinking about something like a tree that is in this world already for so many, maybe 100 years, and growing for really long time, it just give you this kind of opportunity to switch off and not thinking about maybe your everyday issues. And it just gives you this kind of switch off your thoughts, those that are maybe disturbing, those that are bringing you back to your work, maybe to your some kind of friends problems or whatever. You want to think about everything else than what you do normally in your house, in your work environment, whatever you're spending your time the most. This kind of being in the nature is for you to focus on the beauty of the nature, focus on your beautiful surrounding, because that's going to ground you even more. It's not about you going somewhere completely new and focusing on your everyday problems, because that's just against all this, you know, experience. It's just wasting then your money and your time. You want to go somewhere where you can really gain new perspective and gain new even like a knowledge about yourself, you know. Because when we going through this kind of grounding experience, when we have a chance to work on our mental health, and that's how you're working with your mental health as well, when you are surrounded by nature. And it's very, very humbling, as I said. Gives you the great perspective, getting appreciation for everything that's around you, how lucky you are that you can take a break like this. Not everybody has this kind of opportunity. So I think going to deeper in this kind of thoughts, in this kind of subject of how lucky we are with our life where we are just now, it's just another step for you to achieve really, really happy life, to be very, very content with what you have, with the situation you are just now, even if it's not perfect, because believe me, nobody has a perfect life. Creating the happy life is possible. Creating a happy life is possible, but you need to set your mind straight. You can't be happy when you have a very like negative mind. Having those kind of getaways actually train your brain as well. When you looking at the bigger picture, you then realizing that small stuff are not the stuff you should worry about, really. If you have a good health, you are really lucky. If you have a money for this kind of trip, then you're already really, really lucky. And being really grateful, it's really such a big game changer when it comes to life, when it comes to living really content life, you know, really being happy every day. So if you are somewhere in your life when maybe a little bit struggle, I think this kind of trip can really, really give you great perspective and can really ground you if you want to do that. You know, if you want to do that, I highly recommend you to take a weekend off or during the week, few days, and go somewhere when you've never been before. I hope you enjoy this video. I know it's a little bit different, but I have this kind of moments when I want to share something with you, maybe deeper, and I hope it's going to help at least one person. Then I'm really, really lucky. Personally, if this would help someone, then I'm really grateful that I can contribute to someone's happiness. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and see you in the next one.